Hey, it's Hannah. Hannah Baker.
In the month of October, 4 teens in our area took their own lives. 4 young men from 4 different counties decided they couldn't go on.
And a funeral is being held this morning in Florida for Rebecca Sedgwick. The 6th grader committed suicide last week. Authorities say she suffered nearly a year of cyberbullying. As Michelle Miller reports, more than a dozen of her classmates could be held responsible.
Abigail is now homeschooled, the result of isolation and anxiety.
I need everything to stop.
The show deals with a high school student's suicide.
I'm Christine Fermento, English teacher. Well, I was going to teach 13 Reasons Why this year and actually ordered the books, got them in, and then decided that it wasn't a good idea to teach it. Well, it seemed to be generating a lot of curiosity and a lot of controversy that I wasn't expecting, and I wasn't ready to take on the complexity of the subject matter. I don't think the book itself is a problem, but I think the book in conjunction with the series, I think may have caused a problem. I've taught the book for many years. We've had the book here for many years. I never got any complaints about it, no. When we read it as a class, I never had any complaints from parents or from students. Like I said, it wasn't really until the Netflix series came out that there seemed to be this huge awareness of the book and sort of the misconception that the book was like the series, which it's not.
I'm Linda Stone, and I am a school psychologist at Hampton High School. I work with grades 10 through 12. I think that the show was well done. I do think it was graphic, but I think it was important for kids to see that because it does happen. I don't think it focused on the mental health issues enough that the girl had. I think there was probably a lot more to her story than they showed. I don't think it glamorized suicide at all, the show. I just don't think it was totally accurate on everything that went on with her. I don't think it was just bullying. I think there was more, like I said, more to it because the family had moved from another city where it started over because she had issues. I think it makes kids see how real it is and how it affects the family and it affects other people.
I'm Alina Mullins and I'm in 9th grade. I do think that the show impacts the viewer's mental state in a negative way because it kind of just shows that suicide is the easy way out and it'll just get you attention.
My name is Marina Ciccarini. I am a middle school counselor and I'm also a mother of 4. Suicide is a tragedy that has happened to many, many families, and it's not something that should be promoted as an option, and it needs to be done and help teenagers to understand why people do this and how they can get help if they're feeling these kinds of feelings.
From the beginning, the show has generated an intense response for what some see as glorifying and trivializing teen suicide. Netflix is standing behind the show, saying it sought the help of medical professionals in developing the series.
Personally, I don't think it would cause students to be more suicidal unless they were already depressed.
I think that a lot of when people seek out literature or reading, they seek out things that have a connection to them, have a meaning to them. So unfortunately, if I'm assuming, which we don't assume, but if I'm assuming that I'd be more inclined to think that someone who's reading that book may be having some experiences in that area, may have had some thoughts, not saying that they are going to commit suicide or take any action like that, but maybe feeling sad and depressed, lonely, upset, maybe being bullied, harassed, problems at home, and are looking for some kind of answer.
Schools do not talk about suicide as much as they should because it's a bigger topic than most people think, and most health classes focus on nutrition and drugs and all that, but suicide could also be a big part of people's lives. Like, if a student comes up to them and says, like, I'm suffering from depression or, like, suicidal thoughts, then obviously they will, like, pay attention to it and try to prevent that, but, like, they don't really notice what's going on in the background.
I think we get affected by everything around us, by things we read, things we see. I think there has to be an underlying problem in order for something to affect a person. If you have an underlying mental illness and you read something, yeah, could you take it the wrong way? Certainly. I mean, I think that there's graphic stuff in a lot of books. Life's pretty graphic. Like, life's pretty violent. I don't think that book encourages anyone to do anything. I don't think it glorifies suicide. I think the series might. But I don't think that book does.
We actually have seen students at our school carrying around the book, and we try to deal with it in a very respectful manner and certainly not prejudging any situation. We have been calling the students in if we do see the book, just to kind of talk about, is everything okay? You know, I've seen you reading your book. Is there anything you want to talk about? And then if, depending on the conversation, sometimes that conversation is just left between counselor, mental health professional, and the student. Or depending on some of the questions, answers, we may make a phone call home to have a conversation with the parents, depending on the responses that are given. In my opinion, from what I've heard and what I've seen, I feel that they went too far in depicting suicide as an option for teenagers. I don't feel that they dealt with the situation in the appropriate, respectful manner that it is.
Notices like this one have been emailed by schools to parents in recent days, calling 13 Reasons Why exceptionally violent and graphic. I am strongly suggesting that parents and guardians take some time to research the reviews and make an informed decision about this show and its contents before you grant permission for your child to watch the program.
I think that obviously they had to depict the fact that this child was in a crisis situation and that she wanted to commit suicide. I feel that certain aspects of such incorporating a rape situation in it did not, it kind of went beyond what it needed to do. And also the actual tub scene. You know, sometimes too much is too much. And the other thing is about getting help. Like, a part of there has to be some aftermath of what could you have done? What things could have been done differently? It could be considered, it could be seen as a deterrent for some, but from what my understanding was, it kind of just promoted that it was an option, and wow, dramatizing versus that this is not a drama, this is a reality. This is not a joke, this is serious, this is deadly, and people die. And I feel like that for some students, children, they see it, they might be like, oh, but I think it just promoted it.
I'm about to tell you the story of my life. More specifically, why my life ended.